What's up, everyone? This is AllDestroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 5. Last time, we officially begun the operation in order to steal Sei Nijima's heart. We have not head on back to the metaverse quite yet, but that's because it's going to be a little while before we actually head on into her palace. But in the meantime, we should be able to get a lot done in order to better prepare ourselves for the upcoming palace. In this episode, we are just going to continue to focus on our bonds and confidants as we just begin to get ready to steal her heart. And I've head back into LeBlanc today because we are just going to spend some time with Sojiro. Yeah, sure. So tonight, we're gonna be spending Halloween with Sojiro.
Yo.
Maybe not necessarily exactly what Futaba was saying, but I don't know, something with curry sounds like that would be perfect. It is good. Oh no. Don't you dare! What? asshole. I was just trying to protect Futaba. I didn't know he'd just trip over himself. Sorry, but thanks. Some people will do anything to get it their way, even if it means fabricating a story. I am still a bit worried, but Boss at least has Futaba on his side. Alright, in terms of a character test, I think we can still probably win. But unfortunately, the criminal record seems to be biting us in the ass. Again.
Time to head home.
Alright, boss. Good night. Message? Oh. Seriously? Of course I wouldn't. Anything to get back at that asshole. Favor? Head into Mementos alone? That sounds exceedingly dangerous, but if Futaba's not comfortable telling the rest of the Phantom Thieves, maybe we can try to do this one little favor for her. And we gotta make sure we're especially careful. So this one's an interesting request, because this one, even though it constitutes a quest, you actually cannot do this through a normal trip into Mementos. We'll be able to talk to Futaba outside of LeBlanc like normal, but in order to actually do this quest, we need to talk to her, not call everyone together. and then we'll be able to go and do this quest. We'll only be able to go and do the quest, though, and not actually have a proper Mementos exploration. But it does function a little bit differently from some of our other quests. Oh. Feeling something too. You said Makoto, not Futaba. Everyone's kind of agitated in Shujin because, I mean, people think at least one of the Phantom Thieves is here. So it's actually pretty understandable why people would be kind of freaking out here, and maybe not at Kosai. But at any rate, what exactly are we going to be doing today? That is a very good question, Makoto. Well, we are just gonna stay here at the school and head on over to the rooftop. Actually, well, we can hang out with Haru today, and we are definitely going to be hanging out with her. But the first thing that we're going to be doing while we're here, because I don't have an Empress persona yet, bring these here by yourself? So, yeah, I mentioned this before, but once you talk to Haru as to what specifically the kind of plans you want to make, it will take a few days in order to actually get it. I believe the carrots, which are single use, grow faster than the tomatoes, which are everyone. But at least with the carrots, one, it's a full SP recovery, and two, you can use them in battle. Whereas the tomatoes, you overall get more SP out of them, but it has to be outside of battles. So, for the vegetables, we have the moonlight carrots and the sun tomatoes. So, like I said, the carrot's a full SP to one ally and grows a little bit faster and can be used in battle. Sun tomatoes can't be used in battle, but it restore 100 SP to all allies, take a little bit longer to make. I usually make a lot of carrots because, you know, it's a lot of SP. You can use them in battle. I end up not really needing to do it, but again, since you don't need to take up time, and because you kind of just need to go and talk to Haru anyway in order to progress in her confidant, it's really not necessarily a bad thing to go and do this. Again, especially if you don't keep up with just making coffee and curry with boss, or getting Kawakami to do it. So, yeah. A nice alternative way to get a lot of good SP recovery items. But we're gonna be making some carrots. Or growing them, as it may be. And they usually don't take all that long, so we'll be able to harvest the carrots on the 5th of November. So yeah, they take a little bit of time, a couple days in order to actually get them, but overall, not too terribly long. So anyway, I'm gonna head on over to the Velvet Room real quick, because I have not gotten any sort of Empress persona on me. And so I need to go free up some space.
Hey, inmate.
I have maxed out a couple confidants since the last time I was in the Velvet Room, so we're gonna be doing this real quick. Oh. Awesome!
How goes the rehab?
So now we can basically get back
You'd like to read the
personas
complete
at
game.
half the cost. So yay for getting things back even cheaper now. I'm still gonna need to do some fusions. It's a quick way to free up some space. So we are fusing away Fortuna and Lilim in order to fuse Daisojo.
Select the skills you'd like to enhance.
Daisojo is a very good light user. I'm definitely gonna want Garudine. Mediarama, because that would be really good for healing. Touch and Go isn't necessarily bad, but I also don't really care much about it. We'll go with a Bufula and Freya.
It will receive a great deal of
That should be
power.
good.
Now for a rebirth.
And like always, we get a number of different skills. Okay, good. His magic does exceed Fortuna's. That works out well. So we get Samsara, Bless Boost, Diarahan. Ooh, and Samsara is actually really interesting because this skill is unique to Daisojo. And it has the same effect as it's had in previous games, where it is essentially a higher insta-kill version of Hamaon. Of course, then there's Blast Boost, which just makes Makogua a lot more powerful. Diarahan, though. He is definitely a good healing persona. I can get rid of Spirit Drain. I have auto SP recovery, and I'm going to be getting a lot of SP recovery items, thanks to Haru. So, yeah, I don't think I need that. Mepatra. Ooh. Huh. I mean, I think the only person who has Mepatra is Morgana. But honestly, I kind of like this setup already. So I think I'm good. And last is Null Rage. Not really too good, but I do like this setup. And that's pretty much the only thing that I did. I did go and buy the Queen's Necklace, partially because it's an Empress persona, partially because I want to transmogrify this persona. Because I think it has a pretty good accessory associated with it. But I'll do that the next time we're in the metaverse. In the meantime, since it is an Empress, I can use it for the time being. And like I mentioned before, today we are spending time with Haru.
Hi.
Gonna be hanging out. Yes, we are. Now, this is actually something interesting, because this is a flag. In order to progress through, in order to progress further into Haru's Confidant, we need to have max proficiency. So yeah, if you want to progress through Haru's Confidant, make sure you raise up that proficiency. Make some Phantom Thieves tools and the like. Cause, yeah, you're not gonna get far if you don't have this already maxed out. Seems weird, because I'm trying to remember the last time that you needed, like, a max in a social set to progress, like, anywhere in someone's, like, confidant / social link. At least, like, this early. The only time I can really think was, like, Persona 3 for, like, any of the female party members. But anyway, we're maxed out in everything except Guts. So like I said, today we're spending time with her.
Thank you.
Please, I'm just an amateur. Coffee? What, are you thinking of opening a cafe? I think Boss would get pretty upset if I went to any competition. By the way, you could also say, are you starting a farm? And you get the same amount of points. I mean, it does. Really? Sure. I'd be suspicious about any of the higher-ups at Akumura Foods, if I'm being completely honest. No offense. I mean, there's any number of layers to this. Maybe he has an ulterior motive. Maybe he's actually genuine. It's hard to tell, especially when you're dealing with an international company. This is just way too complex to give a simple answer.
Yes!
Well, don't worry. You can trust me and the rest of the Phantom Thieves. And now she gets Baton Pass! Yay! Yeah, remember when I said that Haru's got a lot of catching up to do? Yeah, the fact that we're only getting Baton Pass means we have a lot of catching up to do. I mean, heck, Akechi has a ton of things immediately available. So we kinda need to spend a lot of time with Haru. Alright.
Goodbye.
Later, Haru.
You're back.
Okay, so now that that's taken care of, what exactly are we going to be doing this evening? Well, we could potentially hang out with Chihaya. I don't think there's really anything else for us to do.
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing while alone and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked.
I mean, just because we're wanted doesn't mean we're guilty. And again, this is Japan, and it tends to be a lot more stricter with its laws. Anyway, what exactly are we going to be doing this evening? Well, Chihaya is contacting us here, so I say we take a look at her text message.
I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dawn.
So this evening, we're going to be spending some time with Chihaya. Also, even though I got rid of my fortune persona, not that big of a deal.
The members seem to be doing well now. I do a phone consultation with them from time to time, and they're all very cheerful. That goes for my fortune teller customers as well. I've been getting thanked a lot more lately, even by the people who get bad fortunes. Particularly when I tell them they can alter their fate.
You've definitely changed a lot, Chihaya.
That's very true. All I used to say before was that they were going to face misfortune. I had a best friend in the town I used to live in. She was the first person I read a fortune for. When she started avoiding me, I read the fortune of our fate. It was a terrible result, but I prayed that it would somehow work out. However, that never happened. That's when I started to believe that fate couldn't be changed. No surprise though, right? Because I didn't take action on my part to try and change it. I haven't talked to her in years. Maybe I'll try contacting her sometime.
It's never too late. As long as the two of you are alive, you can still make amends.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, could this be? Ah! The power of conviction is amazing! Her fate and mine are connected! I will no longer be swayed by names like monster or maiden. I am simply a fortune teller who provides advice to people with broken spirits, so that they will have conviction and face their future without getting pushed around by fate. That's the fate I've chosen for myself.
You have very strong convictions now.
Yes! Now, it's your turn to speak.
Oh?
What would your conviction be as a phantom thief?
Huh?
Sorry, I used fortune telling to find out your true identity. I couldn't help but think that you had something to do with the chairman's confession. Then I discovered that you're the trickster who causes a sensation in the world. It was the same card as the figure who helped me take down the chairman. It finally struck home for me.
Well... So what if I'm the trickster?
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone.
Good.
But I don't care what your true identity is. As long as you're around, I can always be my true self. So, it's fine. Only, the fate of the Phantom Thieves is rather unclear. The Arcana is set in a tricky position. You can almost say it's facing both heaven and hell. This is the first time I've ever seen anything like it.
It's not a problem. As long as I have the rest of the Phantom Thieves with me, and everyone who believes in us still, we can get through it.
You're right. You have the power to alter fate. Besides, I'll be by your side. As the fortune teller who changes fates, I will guide you so you can avoid misfortune.
Thank you, Chihaya. I'm glad to have a friend like you.
I am thou, thou art I. Thou hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of fortune, granting thee infinite power.
With this, we have now maxed out the Fortune Teller Confidant. That of the Fortune Arcana. So, our final ability with Chihaya is the Special Fate Reading. So, rather than getting a sneak peek on the next level of a Confidant, now we can get a preview of all abilities of a Confidant. Honestly, this ability is really freaking garbage because it's basically an expanded version of an already useless ability. So, not really a great ability to get for maxing out a Confidant, if I'm being completely honest. Honestly, the best ability that Chihaya really had was giving extra points to Confidants. And that's about the best extent that she has. Granted, getting extra boosts to different social stats also helps out a lot, and money reading is extremely helpful. But the fate reading is worthless, and it's a bit of a shame that her final ability is just an expanded version of an already useless ability. Which still makes it useless. But that's the way things go. And, alright, for maxing out the Fortune Confidant, we can now fuse Lakshmi, the most powerful persona of the Wheel of Fortune Arcana.
Still, what a strange sequence the cards were in when I read the fortune about your true identity. Several cards with strong personalities gathered around the trickster. It's quite improbable. It was almost as if it were trying to connect them together. You either have amazing charisma, or you're a trouble magnet.
I get the feeling it's both.
The verification tests are over, but don't forget about me, okay? Please, visit again sometime. Goodbye!
Goodbye, Chihaya. And now we get a seat on the train! So, what are we going to be spending our train time with? Obviously, the Casanova book. Like I said, it is imperative that we read this as fast as possible. But it's gonna take some time. So, yeah, only a third of the way through. But, whatever. We at least got some extra reading time in.
That's disappointing.
Huh?
Let's see how you're doing.
Coded language. That would be the Thieves' Cant.
Oh, not bad.
Nice
I mean, it's still not really all that great because useless knowledge, but hey! Alright, knowledge is power, right? Especially when you're learning about terminologies of the past. And having to endure some very, very awkward slang.
I see.
It's always cringeworthy when an adult tries to be hip. It never turns out well. I'm just not gonna say anything.
Hey,
Oh, jeez. Please don't tell me you're gonna force me to go to the hideout. God damn it, Morgana, why? Why does the game do this? It's only been a couple days.
I see.
um...
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so thankfully that one didn't take too long. So, obviously we're not gonna head on into the palace or Mementos. But, since we are here, let's go ahead and take a look at our requests. Just so that way we know what we're getting ourselves into. And also saves a little bit of time the next time we head on into Mementos.
Listen up.
Really?
Listen up.
I'm on board.
Listen up.
I see.
Okay.
Listen up.
What did you say?
Nice. Listen up.
Okay, so that is everything. So we have quite a few, well, quests that we need to do. First of all, we still have to deal with the cheater here. And we don't necessarily, oh, whoops. Huh? Okay, so we have plenty of quests that we need to go for in Mementos. However, there's not really a huge need to do that immediately. But I think now is probably a good time to call it a day here. So, next time on Let's Play Persona 5. We still have a good amount of time left before our deadline. So, there's still a number of things for us left to do, as well as various confidants for us to, you know, expand upon, as well as, you know, a few extra things that we need to do. We do have a few issues that we need to deal with, you know, concerning some of our other confidants. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Futaba's down there. So we're going to be trying to do something with that, and then we'll just continue to build our bonds and confidants. I did see something over this way. Sweet potato vendor, what?
Hello.
Huh. That's interesting. I've never seen this guy before, but apparently you can buy a sweet potato that recovers 10 SP. Cool, you know, sure. I didn't know this guy existed.
Hi there.
That's weird. That is very weird. But okay, I suppose he's there. Until next time, everyone. Take care.